Hey everyone, welcome back to the Unconventional Outdoorsman YouTube channel. Today is episode 2 of Fishing Tackle 101. We got a pretty neat little video for today. We're going over topwater hard baits. I will make another video going over some soft plastics you can use as topwater. We're doing weightless stuff, which I could probably even get into that in this video, but we'll see. Alright, so we're going to go from some of my most used baits all the way up to some stuff that's a little bit more extravagant, stuff that I don't usually use as much. But I think something that any bass fisherman worth his weight or worth his salt knows how to use, or has heard of at least, is a popper. This is an extremely good bait coming up in the next couple months, especially with the spawn coming on and post-spawn fishing really early morning right as the sun comes up and just as it gets up in the sky, and really late evening right before the sun goes down. This is a topwater bait. I'll make a video an instructional video rather on how to use these. It's simple. You just literally just tip your rod down in the water and it pops. Disperses water, creates motion and vibrations. The bass come up and chomp that. Anybody who's ever fished topwater before knows how amazing and exciting it is to get that topwater bite and to see that fish come up and just annihilate that bait. So that's one of my favorite topwater baits, the popper. I mean, as you can see, I've got tons of them. I've got all different colors. That's a good thing about the basic popper. There's so many different brands. This is a basic Bass Pro brand, but I also have some more, extravagant ones. Something like the feather tail and more of like a detailed coloring on it. But poppers is a good lure to use. I mean, it's probably my favorite topwater lures for spring and summer, definitely. Something that every bass fisherman who wants to be successful should have a couple of these in their tackle box. Something else that I don't use as much as a regular popper, but is very, very effective, especially in the summer and late spring, is a topwater frog. Now, with this, you're probably going to want to use some heavier line. I've got my Abu Garcia Veritas rod here with 17-pound test. That's probably what I'd use this on. Now, this is a little bit different style of frog than most people are used to. Well, I don't say most people, but this one has some little, it's flippers, or it's feet, rather. They spin, so it's kind of like a propeller, so it creates a little bit of water dispersion as you reel it in, which gives vibrations, and that's the fish know it's there. They'll look up and like, oh my god, that's a frog, I want to eat that. Come up and smack that. Frogs are extremely strong. This one has 3 hooks. It's got this double hook. Let's see if you can see that. 1, 2, and then back here between the legs, it's got a 3rd one. So even if that bass misses the first 2, it can, get on here. It's good for, like I said, morning bite, late evening bite, and most times day. I mean, if it's a good day, still water, perfect conditions, you'll catch them. Alright, what else do I have? These are a couple of uncommon baits I really don't use at all, but I just have them in my tackle box for some reason. These are like, I don't even know what they're called. I think they're like just this is a bait ball. It looks like a bunch of shad together. It's a glide bait, maybe. I'm not sure. If anybody knows what this type of bait is, these types of baits are called, please leave a comment down below. I would truly appreciate to know. I got these from a friend of mine a couple of years ago, and I haven't used them too much. Maybe it's a glide bait, but maybe not. But literally all you do with this, I've only fished with this once. You tie it out and you do something called walking the dogs, just where you do something like that and reel it in. I've never had any success, but these are pretty big baits, stuff that a lot of people catch fish on. So that's definitely a really successful type of topwater bait. This one I have used though, especially in late spring, early summer. As you can see, it's got a little damage on it. I like using like 12-15 pound test with this and just gliding it through the water. I use this kind of like a jerk bait almost. I've had some pretty good effects with it, but that's a good one. Something like this. What is this called? I'm trying to think. Stop eating your bed midnight. My dog likes to eat his bed. This is another type of, I don't know if it's exactly a topwater bait, but this is similar to the frog. I showed you how the feet in the back spin. This little bait here, it's got the resemblance of like a crankbait, but it's got these 2 little propellers. Maybe, is this a weight bait? I don't think it is. It's got these 2 little propellers in the front and back, and as you reel in, it'll be right at the top, maybe just a little bit below. These will spin, create water dispersion, let the fish know it's there. It's got rattles in it too, which also attracts more fish. It's got the feathers on the tail, so that's a good one. I just bought this one last year, and I just got it out of the packages this morning for the video. I've got tons of tackle I haven't even opened. But on to probably, besides the popper, my favorite type of topwater bait. If anyone knows this bait, you're the real OG. And they make tons of them now. But I remember this is the first version they had. I got this when it came out. I don't even remember what year, 2016, 2017. The River to Sea Whopper Plopper. This is my favorite. Well, it's the only one I've ever owned. It's like a pearl white. You can literally see all the damage on it. I've used this thing so many times, so many bass seasons. I probably caught at least 100 fish on it. It's really effective bass bait. It's got the same thing as like the frog did, little propeller on the tail. It stays on the top in the water. It's like a little turbine behind it. Good, 2 little hooks are really strong. I've literally lost this bait in a tree before. I literally just would climb up and then climb in the water to go get it because it's that good of a bait. And they're expensive now. Something like this will run you like $16. So definitely a good bait to have. Something you must have for the spawn and the summer, I would say. I've got an off-brand version of that. It's like an H2O Express. I want to try this out. I'm going to make a comparison video for y'all between these 2 baits right here. If you guys would like to see that, please leave a comment down below. Last but not least, this is more of like just a long version of this, I guess. So nothing too special, just a few different types of my favorite top waters. If you have any other ones, buzz baits is a good one I didn't put in here, but that'll be under like bladed baits and spinner baits type of thing. But besides that, that should be all. Everyone have a wonderful Thursday. Thank you.